Hello, it's Stefan Joubert speaking from the London Guitar Institute. I'd like to speak to you today specifically about how to stay motivated and to stay focused during your guitar lessons, as well as during your regular practice and your guitar development. You know, when you start to learn the guitar, in the beginning, you're very excited. You're looking forward to making great progress on the instrument. But as time goes by, um, especially after a number of months, and for some people after a number of years, the daily routine of practicing and playing kicks in, and what happens is you find yourself stuck in a rut. You may find yourself kind of practicing certain elements of the guitar, working on certain things, and you may feel that you're not quite getting ahead and you're not getting where you want to go. So in this video, I'd like to motivate you and help you to seriously improve your guitar playing and help you to go forward in your guitar journey. The first thing is, all of this is absolutely normal. All of us, every single human being, experience the effect of being stuck in a rut at times. I'm a highly motivated person, and even myself, I need to stand up and keep on motivating myself. I've got to keep on working on things to make things happen. It's the same for all of us. You've got to take the energy from within to make things happen. So let's just talk about guitar playing here for a moment. So when you practice, you may do some of the exercises that I've provided. So, for example, you may go through your chromatic scale and go up the scale and do it very neatly and very evenly, like I've suggested, in triplets on the metronome. I like when my students practice the E chromatic scale from the E string here up to the E up here, so a 3-octave chromatic scale. And now let's say you do that scale on a daily basis when you practice and you're picking up speed and you're going faster. And in the beginning, you're very motivated. You feel, wow, I'm actually making good progress. I'm really getting there. I've started at 50 BPM. Now I'm at 70 BPM. So you continue and you continue and you practice. And then one day you start to get to 90 BPM. And all of a sudden, you hit that wall of 90 BPM. And for some reason, you just cannot get beyond that wall. What often would happen then is you would be like a bit disappointed. Look, this is not working out. This whole technique thing that Stefan talks about, practicing your right hand every day, practicing your right and left hand, putting them together, this thing doesn't really work quite as well as he's making it out to work. And what happens then is you may slack off a bit on your actual technical exercises, which once again is absolutely normal. And what happens then is you may, instead of putting like 10 minutes a day out for your technical practice, you may decide, okay, I'm actually only going to put out, actually, I'm just going to do a little bit of it, but I'm going to work on a solo by Slash, or I'm going to do a Van Halen solo. And of course, solos and things that you love, it all has its place. I'm not saying one shouldn't work on what you love. Everything has its place. But then what tends to happen is you kind of put the technique on the side. And then you come back later, like 4 months later, and it's like, okay, I want to practice that again. And what happens then is it hasn't really progressed much. So then there's this kind of constant frustration of, well, I can't get faster. And then you feel like, well, it's not really working. This whole technical workout thing, speed is a mystery. People like Ingrid Malmsteen, they are talented. Let me still get into that nonsense. And I say nonsense not because he's not talented, he's talented. But if you sit with a guitar for 8 hours a day and you sit there from the age of 5 until the age of 30, you're going to do the same. It's not the world of playing the guitar in a great way is not exclusive to one or two human beings. It's really a step-by-step methodology. So to avoid this trap, what I would like for you to do is to get a structure, get a way that you want to practice, you know. So for example, like I'm doing my technique 15 minutes or 10 minutes a day, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing this. And then try to stick to that structure for 4 to 5 years. Yes, so by sticking to a structure for a long time, a set structure, you are going to see miracles. Your guitar playing is going to be transformed. Your dreams of becoming a great guitarist is going to become a reality. The sad thing is there's only a small number of people who can stick to a structure. It doesn't actually require that much, but it requires a dedication to stick. And it also requires a willingness to give up your own desires. What do I mean by this? Well, when we get into being stuck in a rut, when things are not going as it's planned at that given stage, thoughts will come to you. Thoughts such as, maybe I don't need to have these guitar lessons. I can do it by myself. Or thoughts like, it's a bit expensive, actually, if I save this money, I can have a great Christmas holiday. Or thoughts like, perhaps I should attend maybe just once in 2 weeks. I don't really need weekly lessons. And the problem with these thoughts is they will actually destroy your guitar playing. It's going to take away from what you want to achieve, because they are not positive thoughts. For example, the thought of, I can come once every 2 weeks. That thought is going to slow you down tremendously. Now, of course, if you're in a situation where you can only afford guitar lessons once per 2 weeks, it's much better than nothing. I'm not saying that there's no value there. There's absolute value there. But if you can afford weekly guitar lessons, and if you make a way to afford those lessons, and you stick with it, that's when you're going to see the result. And at times, the thoughts may not even be financial. The thoughts could be, I'm just not in the mood for this at this stage. And you could feel, I really, really don't want to go to the lesson this week. This is where you should give up your desire. Don't do what you want to do. Do what is good for you. And I don't mean it in a way that you should never play things you like, because you need to have inspirational time as well. But I mean, if you really want to make progress and you really want to take guitar playing seriously and get somewhere with your guitar game, then the secret is giving up what you want to do. Because the us who wants to do things, and now I'm not talking about the inspirational part, I'm talking here about the part of where you don't want to do really. So I don't want to develop, I don't want to practice that. That part is inherent in all human beings. It's laziness. We don't want to do certain things. But the beauty is if you can stick and you can just continue doing the right thing day after day, the beauty is one day you open your eyes after 4, 5, 6 years and you realize, I can play what I've always wanted to play. Wow. Not only that, I've installed the discipline into my system. Not only that, I'm feeling better as a human being. I'm feeling much more fulfilled. I'm getting this music thing that I've always wanted to do. I'm not feeling like an idiot when I play with others. I understand, okay, they're playing an A minor 7. I know what that chord is. And I know when the A minor 7 moves to the F major 7, in that certain context, I know exactly which scale to play on that. And that's the great thing. When you develop, you get authority. When you get authority, you get confidence. And, competence breeds confidence. So getting the skills, all of these things are important. So I guess what I want to say in this video is stick at it. Go to your weekly guitar lessons. If you don't have a guitar teacher, you're very welcome to study with me. You can study with some of my teachers in London. And at the City of London, we've got a wonderful place right on Fleet Street. Or you can study with me online. I offer lessons online via the internet. You can study directly with me. I use Zoom or Skype, but I prefer Zoom. So if you don't have a teacher, we've got great tuition that we can provide you with. There are other places out there as well. But the important thing is to take lessons, to get some coaching, and learn how to play this instrument properly. Learning online for free or just doing a YouTube tutorial, there's some value in it. I'm not dissing all YouTube tutorials, but it's a bit like, you've got your dessert, your main course, you've got your starter, your main course, and your dessert. If the dessert is the YouTube tutorials, then the lesson with your teacher is the main course. You need the main course. You need input from someone who can tell you this finger, we need these fingers to be up like this, or we need them to be like this in certain situations, or this picking hand needs to be like this. This has to be relaxed. The posture like that, the guitar like that, all those things, you need a teacher to show you. And even when it comes to a little bit of intricate type of analysis of chord structures, harmonies, how things fit into each other, making research on that on the internet is really, really, really hard, because you can't just find particular answers. You need to have a teacher and someone competent who can take you forward. And not only someone competent, but someone who cares about you, someone who wants to look after your playing. And that's something I always do for my students. I genuinely want to help my students become better. And I love teaching my students. I love helping them, and I love helping them reach success in their guitar playing. So if you're looking for a great place to study, you know where to find us. But the video is not about that. The video is about the motivation part. So yes, I want to just encourage you, stay motivated, stay focused, keep on working on the necessary parts. And if you don't know something, like, let's say you want to play lead guitar, you know your pentatonic position 1 and 2, but you don't know position 3, 4 you know a bit, but 5 you really don't know. Take some time and learn these things properly. Don't be scared of jumping into the deep end. Don't dip your toes in the water. Step into the water and swim in the water. Get all the information of this guitar neck and become the guitarist you want to be. Well, I'll speak to you again soon, and I just want to wish you the greatest success in your guitar journey, and keep on working, keep on practicing. When times are hard, stick to a schedule, walk through the desert if you must, even if it's dry, even if it's cold, even if it's warm, whatever it is, you're going to get to that oasis of beauty. But you're only going to get there if you're disciplined and focused and you keep on going. Well, I love speaking to you. Have a wonderful day ahead and great success in your guitar playing. Goodbye.